Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to another video. Now, I am not going to be today or tomorrow, as I've said, because I am going to be at work all day. So I figured I'd make a video for you guys. You know, it's been a whole year since the brand split started. You know, the brand split had to kick off July 19th, 2016. It started off with a big hit. You had Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley on Raw, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan on SmackDown. Both sides debating on who they want for their brand, picking a bunch of people. It was very exciting to see who they picked. And though the brand split really didn't kick off until after Battleground, the feel for it was just great. I mean, those first two episodes of Raw and SmackDown were just amazing. I still think that the very first episode of Raw of the brand split was one of my favorite Raws of episode of all time. That is still one of my all-time favorite episodes of Raw. Just how great it was all put together, the angles. Now notice, we never had an episode like that again, but nonetheless, it really pulled in a bunch of viewers and made people want to watch Raw. Same for SmackDown. Made people want to watch SmackDown. But as we got on to... It's now a year. It's been a year since the brand split. Now, answer this. Has the brand split been a success in the year that it's been around? And I have to say, kinda. I can't give you a yes, I can't give you a no. And I'm going to say this. The brand split, for all that it's worth, has benefited WWE in the sense that it's got people watching SmackDown again. Because before the brand split, who was watching SmackDown? Honestly. Who was watching SmackDown? No one, unless they have free time. Raw was the go-to show. Now they split them up. They actually have people watching SmackDown, which is profitable for both shows. But they run into a bit of issues. SmackDown started off great. It started off doing much better than Monday Night Raw. And then they kind of, fired their old writer. I don't know if they fired the old writer or if the old writer stepped down or he got demoted. But the old writer was thrown right out the window, and in his place came a new writer. And ever since then, SmackDown Live just hasn't been the same. Now, you could say that SmackDown Live is still the superior show, but the writing, the booking for SmackDown just hasn't been the same since. And the Raw has just been okay. Raw some weeks is good, Raw some weeks is bad, but for the most part, it's okay. And they brought in these cruiserweights on Raw, and I feel like the cruiserweights just are stuck in purgatory and just won't succeed. They split up the women, and it's really starting to show. Like, 1 year after the brand split, I think the women have kind of got the bad end of the stick, because the women are subjected to facing the same people over and over again, just like the cruiserweights. And I know it's kind of hard to try to have a diverse women division when you only have like 13 women. But I don't think it was smart of them to, just split up the women like that. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a complete flop, but I just didn't like the way that went. Just a lot of things just make you want to say, yeah, no, I don't think it was a good success. But 1 year later, I think we can still do something with this draft. I don't think it's over yet. As much as WWE is trying to make it seem like it's over with the whole free agents thing and rumors of them going back to the brand extension, there's ways they don't have to go back to the old ways. They can keep this, they can literally, wow, AJ. Really, AJ? So we just going to end the match like that? In the middle of the... Okay. That was a nice match. We're going to rematch it while I'm still talking. One shot. We're doing this in one shot. So AJ just DQ'd himself. That was nice. Okay, back to the video. As I was saying, we don't have to go back to the brand extension. There are still ways we can improve. I have 5 ways to improve the current draft situation. Number 5. Bring back Talking Smack and Wall Talk. Honestly, I have no idea. Well, I have an idea. But why did they take away Talking Smack to begin with? It was a great show. I think everyone I knew watched Talking Smack. They revamped guys like The Miz, guys like Luke Harper, and it made us more open to guys who really couldn't benefit from being on a microphone on SmackDown Live like Baron Corbin, like Sami Zayn. It made for more interesting television, and it actually, in a way, kind of got me wanting to watch SmackDown the next week. And then next thing you know, oh nope, taken away. Because why? Cause fuck SmackDown. I think WWE just hates SmackDown for some reason. I feel like they see that SmackDown just gets more popular. They're jealous. They're jealous. They see that their flagship show is not winning the ratings, so they just start bumping SmackDown to the back of the line. You know, taking away their superior stars, taking away Talking Smack, pushing down their lead writer. It's like they just hate SmackDown for some reason. And I know I said Raw Talk in the same breath. I don't care about Raw Talk. I never did care about Raw Talk. But hey, The Miz is on Raw. How's The Miz going to talk if there is no Raw Talk, right? So I think if you bring back both Raw Talk and Talking Smack to their weekly basis, I think that people will be not only more interested because you brought back a show that they really like, but it's going to turn some more heads. I think if you have the unscripted nature that they originally had, and you just air it every single week after Raw and SmackDown, I think that it's really going to benefit the draft, because I think what they should do first is give it a few months, give it a few weeks or a few months, a little bit more time for people to digest that, you know, both shows are gone. Because we're going to have Talking Smack this Sunday, but after this Sunday, we're not going to have Talking Smack again until, like, what, SummerSlam? So, not even SummerSlam, maybe even after SummerSlam. My point is, you give them a little bit more time, then boom, Talking Smack and Raw Talk is back to a weekly basis. Everyone's happy, everyone starts watching it. Then, maybe if people start watching that, they might start watching Raw and SmackDown on a regular basis again. Who knows? Just gotta see where it goes from there. Number 4, no more free agents. I know they already started the whole free agents BS with John Cena. But you know, first it starts with John Cena, then it goes to Roman Reigns, then it goes to Brock Lesnar, then it goes to the Hardys, then it goes to AJ Styles. It's only a matter of time before other people start becoming free agents. And you know what happens when free agent starts coming around? The brand extension starts to creep up out of nowhere. So I don't like this whole free agent John Cena thing. I never did. Keep John Cena on SmackDown Live. He was great there. You really don't need him on Raw and SmackDown. The only reason they have him a free agent is that way they can have the Roman Reigns versus John Cena match open at WrestleMania. But you didn't even need to do that. Why didn't you just switch John Cena over to Raw at the next Superstar Shakeup? You don't need a free agent. So take away this whole free agent thing, because all that's doing is making the brand extension more accessible. It's making the brand extension more possible for it to happen if you have this whole, this guy can go to any brand he wants to. And then it's like, okay, you're not making it any more special than it already isn't if these guys can just switch over to brands whenever the hell they feel like it. Because it's not like, oh, it's scheduled. They feel like they're just going to brands whenever they feel like it. Now, we haven't seen John Cena go to Raw yet, so that's a good thing. But still, my point is, John Cena's a free agent. He shouldn't be. So, abolish this whole free agent thing. Number 3, put all the cruiserweights on SmackDown Live and put all the women on Monday Night Raw. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the whole brand split was a good thing to an extent. I think the women really didn't benefit from it because the women's division wasn't that big to begin with. So you split up 13 women and then you end up with 6 and 7 on one brand. And what do? What happens when there's like a limited amount of people on a brand? They end up facing the same people over and over again. And that's what we got on SmackDown and Raw. We've gotten the same matches over and over again. Tag team matches, 3-on-3 matches. Everyone has faced everyone at this point already on the brand. The Superstar Shakeup helped a little bit. You know, Charlotte went to SmackDown, Mickie James went to Raw, Alexa Bliss went to Raw. It helped a little bit, but for the most part, it really didn't change much. So I think what they should do is unify those titles. I don't know if you want to have a unification match at, SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Unify those titles, put all those women on Raw, because I feel like Raw could really benefit from having all the women. You know, have Raw be you want to see the women, you come to Monday Night Raw. Then what you do is, it seems like the Cruiserweights already have that 205 Live show. Fuck 205 Live. Who cares about 205 Live? So, take the Cruiserweights off of Raw, put them on SmackDown. SmackDown already doesn't need a third hour. So if you take away the 205 Live and put them on SmackDown Live, put them on one match a show, it makes them feel a little bit more special. Or, even if you want to, you can switch the idea around. Keep the cruiserweights on Raw, put all the women on SmackDown Live. It doesn't matter which one you do. I feel like the fact that both sides have limited amount of people to work with just doesn't work. Cruiserweights need to be on one show, women need to be on one show, and leave it at that. And number 2, a legit, non-lopsided superstar shakeup. The last superstar shakeup we got was so lopsided. They basically molested SmackDown and forced them to like what they have. It's like, come on now. Why would you do this to SmackDown? Because why? Because fuck SmackDown. They hate SmackDown. We established this already. But I feel like what they could do is, I already have ideas for guys that could be switched over. I'm going to make that in a new video. New shakeup. Because, I heard the rumors about them doing another shakeup after SummerSlam. Which, if they're doing it, they could really benefit from having guys like certain people from a brand going to another brand. Making it more interesting. But it has to be even number of people. And it can't be like, send John Cena over to Raw, but then send Elias Sampson in his place. Like, you can't do that. Because they've done that before. I mean, I'm not saying that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn aren't big names. But when you take away SmackDown Live guys that are really big names, and then you replace them with Raw guys that are just okay or mid-carders, it's like, come on now. You're not doing them any justice. What's the quote? What is the quote? SmackDown makes them, Raw takes them, because that's exactly what they do. And hopefully, I'm going to make a new video about that probably tomorrow. Make sure you guys look out for that video. And number 1, an NXT exchange. I never heard this idea float around. Maybe it was floated around before, but as far as I know, there's never been an idea of NXT wrestlers being exchanged. Like, having one NXT wrestler come up and one SmackDown or Raw wrestler go down. Because here's the thing. SmackDown or Raw, I'm not saying that all the wrestlers suck, or all the wrestlers don't have what it takes, but some of them they could really benefit from going down, I feel like, some guys either run past their time and don't really see themselves being any further in the company. And then you have other guys who are just like, they're great. They have their top spot. They don't need to go down NXT. But we've seen this before. We've seen, prime example is Drew McIntyre, a guy who was on SmackDown Live a few years ago, became part of 3MB, comes back to NXT. Now this big figure probably going to win the NXT Championship soon. So, if Drew McIntyre can do it, these guys can do it. And I have 4 guys who I think could really benefit from this. Wow, this is a really good match between AJ and Seth. The first guy I'm going to exchange is Dolph Ziggler from SmackDown is going to be exchanged with Bobby Roode. I feel like Bobby Roode's going to drop the NXT Championship to Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. At NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And if that happens, Bobby Roode comes up, Dolph Ziggler goes down. I'm not even saying go down because I don't want it to seem like Dolph Ziggler's getting demoted or anything. But here's the thing, Dolph Ziggler has never really... When's the last time Dolph Ziggler really mattered? Can you think about that? When's the last time Dolph Ziggler really mattered? I mean, we can go back to his feud with The Miz for the IC Championship. He felt important then. And even before then, it was his feud with Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship. And he jobbed out like a jabron. And I feel like Dolph Ziggler just really could benefit from going down to NXT. Maybe winning the NXT Championship. I think if Dolph Ziggler goes down, maybe wins the NXT Championship. Works with some guys who can use the selling, who could use the uplift. And you bring Dolph Ziggler back to the main roster, I think Dolph Ziggler's going to be set. And if that doesn't work, then you might as well just release Dolph Ziggler at that point. But anyway, we move on to the next guy. Luke Harper from SmackDown, traded in for Cassius Ohno. Luke Harper is suffering from the same sickness that Dolph Ziggler suffers from. Is a guy who ran past his prime, and they don't know what to do with Luke Harper at this point. So what can you do? Send him down to NXT where he can grow. He could possibly feud with guys who need that push, win the NXT Championship, and come right back up. Cassius Ohno is a guy who doesn't need NXT. He's been in NXT already. Bring Cassius Ohno up, bring him on SmackDown Live, where I'm sure he won't get absolutely buried like he would if he went to Monday Night Raw. And I think Cassius Ohno will make a great addition to SmackDown. My third one is a tag team, the Hype Bros from SmackDown. You seen the trend here, SmackDown Live? Because I'm not really trusting that they should go to Raw. SmackDown Live's Hype Bros with Heavy Machinery. I was originally going to say Authors of Pain, but the reason I'm not going to say that is because I don't know who the hell is going to defeat Authors of Pain for the NXT Championship, NXT Tag Team Championships. I really don't even think it's going to be anybody. I think they're going to hold on to those championships until like a worthy tag team comes in NXT. Now maybe it might be Bobby Fish and what's the other guy's name? I don't know, but I don't know. I'm going a lot of hate for that. I don't know exactly who that tag team will be, but hopefully another tag team comes in soon to defeat AOP. And until that happens, they're going to be stuck down in NXT for a while. So Heavy Machinery is a tag team in NXT who I think could really use that boast up on the main roster. You get them over, maybe have them in contention to face the Usos for the NXT for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship soon. I think it could work. And the last one, Dana Brooke from Raw with Asuka from NXT. Now, I know what you're thinking. You think Asuka's going to lose to Ember Moon? I don't think Asuka's going to lose to Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver. I think Asuka's son is going to beat Ember Moon, go to Raw with the NXT Women's Championship, probably drop it, then beat Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship, and hold on to that title until WrestleMania 37, because Asuka Berg will never be defeated. No, I'm just kidding. But I think Asuka should really go to the main roster at this point. There's no one else she really can face at NXT. She's beaten everybody already. She's beaten Ember Moon. She's beaten Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. She's beaten Nikki Cross. She's beaten Aaliyah. She's beaten everybody. There's no reason for her to be NXT anymore. Bring her up. Have her feud with a few more people. And, go my idea with all the women being on Raw. She goes up. She beats everybody. She doesn't have to beat everybody, but, maybe she can win the Women's Championship, hold it until WrestleMania, where they're probably going to have, like, a gigantic women's invitational. Have her drop it to Charlotte or somebody, and that could be where she'd be defeated. My point is, there's ways for them to salvage this draft. It doesn't need to be abolished just yet. This video is going on for quite a while, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for watching this video. I know it's kind of long, but once again, one shot. I don't think I'm really going to edit this video. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching.